Good morning, good morning, good morning to the people of the Virgin Islands. Good morning to my colleagues. Good morning to the staff and the listening audience. The Committee on Youth, Sports, Parks, and Recreation meeting for January 26, 2022 is hereby called to order. Good morning once again. Let me first start by wishing everyone a Happy New Year, being that this is our first meeting for the year. Así que muchas felicidades a todos. Esta es nuestra primera reunión de este comité del año. I also want to start by recognizing our hard-working essential workers, or essential employees, I should say, of the Virgin Islands Department of Education team as they return to in-person learning. Wishing all our students, teachers, faculty, and staff a safe remainder of the school year. I also want to urging all nonprofit organizations, if you have not already done so, to please visit the OMB website and apply for the grants that they have available. If you need some assistance, please feel free to contact our office, and we will be more willing to assist you. As we heard on the hearing that we had before, OMB Director Jennifer O'Neill said there are some federal monies that are available, some grants available for nonprofit organizations, so please, I invite you to visit the website. As an update, as the chair of the Legislative Youth Advisory Council, I am pleased to report that the members of the Legislative Youth Advisory Council had its orientation on January the 4th, and we are working closely with the Office of the Executive Director in scheduling the training for our young people. And we anticipate great things from this council, so please keep your ears open to hear the great things that our young people will be doing. Today in Block 1, we will receive a status update from the Virgin Islands Department of Education, Division of Sports and Athletics Programs, with emphasis on the students' athletic development initiatives and the status on the school sports for 2021 to 2022 school year. The primary purpose of this meeting is to get a high-level summary or understanding of VIDE's plan and that of the Interscholastic Association, the IAA, as it relates to providing and creating opportunities for our students, athletes, with the guidance of the Department of Health. We are news from the media reported that Dr. Drew, the Director of Athletics at the University of Virgin Islands, announced the cancellation of the remainder of the basketball and track and field season, citing a resurgence of COVID-19 across the U.S. and the territory. However, some of our students, athletes, are in a precarious position, specifically those who are ripe to receive scholarships or to be considered for scholarships. So we must ensure that we're doing all that we can in a safe and secure manner, of course, to facilitate the process, even in the presence of COVID. It is my hope that when we leave this meeting today, we'll have a roadmap moving forward, highlighting the path of success for our students, and especially our student athletes. I'm looking forward to a detailed and engaging discussion this morning, where many of our questions are asked by many of the questions asked by members of the community, especially our students and parents, will be answered. So I'm looking forward to today's meeting and hearing from the various testifiers. Now, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Senator Dwayne M. DeGraff. Dwayne M. DeGraff, present. Francis Heiliger, present. Senator Javon E. James Sr. Senator Javon E. James Sr., present. Senator Franklin D. Johnson. Senator Franklin D. Johnson, present. Senator Carla Joseph. Senator Carla Joseph, present. Senator Stephen D. Payne. Senator Stephen D.
Present.
Payne, present. Senator Samuel Carrion. Senator Samuel Carrion, present. Mr. Chair, we have 7 members present.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Do we have any correspondence to be read into the record?
No, Mr. Chair.
Can you kindly then read us today's agenda into the record, please?
Committee on Youth, Sports, Parks, and Recreation. Agenda. Fritz E. Lowette's Conference Room, St. Croix, Wednesday, January 26, 2022, 10 a.m. Block will receive a status update relative to the Virgin Islands Department of Education's Division of Sports and Athletic Programs to include student athletic development initiatives and the status of school sports for the 2021-2022 school year. Invited testifiers, Honorable Raquel Berry Benjamin, Commissioner, Virgin Islands Department of Education. Honorable Justa Encarnacion, Commissioner, Virgin Islands Department, St. Croix. Ms. Teresa Hodge, President, Interscholastics Association, St. Thomas, St. John District. Block 2, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. The Virgin Islands Department of Sports, Parks, and Recreation will give an update on projects and initiatives to include the status of the Paul E. Joseph Stadium construction project. Honorable invited testifiers, Honorable Calvert White, Commissioner, Virgin Islands Department of Sports, Parks, and Recreation, Works, John Wessel, owner, GEC, LLC.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I would also like to recognize the presence of non-committee member Novelle Francis, Vice President. She's part of, they mentioned her. So thank you very much. Good morning to the testifiers. At this time, we will do a mic check to ensure that everything is working accordingly. So can each testifier please say their name? Starting with Commissioner of Education.
Good morning, Senator Carrion, Raquel Berry Benjamin, Commissioner of Education.
Good morning. You're coming loud and clear. Commissioner of the Department of Health.
Awesome.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Senator Carrion. This is Justa Encarnacion, Commissioner of Health.
Good morning. Good morning, Commissioner. I think that's it. Do we have anyone else for the first block? Anyone representing IAA from St. Thomas?
I do have, Senator Carrion, I
Yes.
do have other members of my team who may be called to answer. Dr. Nicole Cragwell Sims, Assistant Commissioner.
Let's do a mic check.
Good morning, Senator Nicole Sims, Commissioner. My name is Andrea.
Dr. Sims,
Dr. Esther Ellis.
try that again, Dr. Sims. You're not coming in.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Your name for the record?
This is Therese Hodge, St. Thomas St. John Interscholastic Athletic Association President. And also in attendance will be our treasurer, Ms. Rochelle Jackson Todman. Good morning.
Good morning.
And
Good
our
morning.
secretary, Alicia Richmond.
Good morning. Good morning to you all. And I see Dr.
Please forgive, we're having difficulty getting online.
And from the Department of
Let me see
Health,
if I
I
can-
also see there Dr. Elias.
Hi, good morning. Dr. Esther Ellis, Territorial Epidemiologist for the Department of Health.
Good morning.
And Watson Harris.
Good morning, Winston Harris, Director of Environmental Health and Medication Chair.
Good morning, Good morning, Director Harris.
Morning.
Anyone else? I think that's it. All right. So thank you all for taking the time this morning and joining us. We will now hear a testimony from the Commissioner of Education, Commissioner Barry Benjamin. You may proceed with your testimony this morning. Before you do, I just want to say if there's anyone from Block 2 on, you can log off and connect later for Block 2. Thank you. Commissioner, you may proceed.
Thank you, Senator. Good day, Honorable Senator Samuel Carrion, Chairman of the Committee on Youth, Sports, Parks, and Recreation, other committee members, other senators present, and fellow Virgin Islanders. I am Raquel Berry Benjamin, Commissioner of the Virgin Islands Department of Education, present before you today to provide testimony on the status of sports for the remainder of the 2021-2022 school year. Present with me today are Dr. Stefan Jurgen, our Insular Superintendent of the St. Thomas St. John District, Ms. Erisilda Otley Herman, Acting Insular Superintendent of the St. Croix District, Ms. Bernalyn Toba, Program Assistant of the St. Thomas St. John District, Ms. Renee, Mr. Calendar, and Assistant Commissioner Som, who have been leading this charge in our sports and athletic world at the VI Department of Education. They both have medical emergencies that surfaced this week, and up to last night, we tried to get them here today with us, but medical supersedes this Senate hearing today, so we are here to represent. Students in grades 4 through 12, grades where many competition sports are played, have been learning at home virtually since March of 2020. The Department of Education is pleased to return all students to in-person learning for the first time this week since the impact of COVID-19 in our territory. The Division of Sports and Athletics is the entity within the Virgin Islands Department of Education responsible for creating, developing, and implementing programs, policies, and procedures to support athletic development. The DSA, Division of Sports and Athletics, monitors the districts to ensure compliance with established policies. The division also works closely with the districts to ensure the programs and initiatives have the intended positive impact on the school communities and our students. In addition, the division is also responsible for advising the Commissioner of Education on athletic programs, identifying new revenue sources for athletic programs, establish policies and procedures pertaining to athletic programs, collaborate with PE coordinators to evaluate our programs, develop training programs for coaches, and of course serve as a key liaison between the VIDE and other entities related to athletic programs. The Division of Sports and Athletics, like other athletic entities across the nation, has been impacted by the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. The pandemic has interrupted learning and social activities and has set a new standard for the new health standard for sports and athletic programs that we are all striving to uphold. The VIDE to have children engage in sporting activities. In spite of the pandemic, though, we have put in place an array of programs designed to be impactful to student athletes now and in the future. For the remainder of the 2021-2022 school year, students will partake in physical education classes while in school. Both school districts have fully functioning PE and health programs in each school. Students will participate in PE and health following the guidance of the CDC and the VI Department of Health. Moreover, both districts will hire athletic directors for each school for a total of 4 athletic directors territory-wide. Similar to the duties of athletic directors in other districts, the new hires will be responsible for the scheduling of games, recording statistics for the department, tracking of equipment and ensuring that the equipment is safe and up to date, tracking of student athletes and connecting them with colleagues, colleges and universities. As it relates to competitions, students will have to be vaccinated to participate in competitions governed by the Interscholastic Athletic Association, better known as IAA, due to the policy on vaccinations. Due to the IAA's vaccination requirement, the Department of Education, in conjunction with the Department of Health, held vaccination drives and others. Disease Control and Prevention, better known as the CDC, recommends schools should consider with elevated risk. They further recommended that high-risk sports and extra Curricular activities should be virtual or canceled in areas of high community transmission unless all participants are fully vaccinated. More frequent testing may be needed for students, teachers, staff, and adult volunteers engaged in school athletics and other extracurricular activities. Testing at least once per week is recommended for high-risk sports and extracurricular activities at all community transmission levels. In areas of substantial to high community transmission levels, testing twice per week is recommended. The VIDE will strive to return students safely to athletic activities with minimal risk of exposing them to COVID. We will continue to explore ways and opportunities to engage our students in physical education activities and sports As it relates to our programs, to provide our student athletes, our clients, the student athlete, the following programs have either been implemented or will be implemented in the upcoming school year by the Division of Sports and Athletics. Complete a biannual online certification exam administered by the National Federation of State High School Associations, and coaches must qualify in the following courses: fundamentals of coaching, coaching for the specific sports such as volleyball, football, etc., first aid, health and safety, the collapsed athlete, and protecting students from abuse. Individuals who does not take this course or take the course but do not pass will not be certified and will not be allowed to coach. This program has been in place since 2018-2019, but has evolved to include courses that are more relevant to me. As it relates to students being game officials, this how-to program teaches sports-minded students who are not statisticians, referees, or videographers. We have trainers in place and some software packages. Classes were scheduled but were postponed due to the lack of interest from students at the time. The DSA surveyed coaches in both districts to inquire as to whether or not they believe the program would be received well by students. The coaches expressed that they believed it would. So when students return this week for school, in-person learning, education and recruitment on the program will begin to bring the program planning guide to inform and assist high school students, athletes, parents, coaches, guidance counselors, and school administrators through the college admissions and NCEA eligibility process. Is called a Student Athlete Roadmap to College. It provides a checklist for college, a game plan with the necessary steps a student athlete should take during sophomore, junior, and senior year in college, all about the SAT and ACT scores, the different requirements for the various divisions 1, 2, and 3, among other important information. The guide has been developed by stakeholders both from home in the Virgin Islands and abroad. It is in its final stage of vetting, and the VIDE looks forward to sharing this document with you on its release date scheduled for February 14. As it relates to sport equipment and management inventory, this program builds a database of athletic equipment for the upper level schools. The system will keep account of the specific pieces of equipment within the department and the condition of those pieces of equipment. The Division of Sports and Athletics is currently going through the procurement process to make this software available to schools. As it relates to student tracking, in order for a student to become an official student athlete, the student must be a member of one of the school's teams. This program will use PowerSchool, which is our student information system, to identify student athletes. Everything in its place to start from process so that students return to campus and teams are selected. Teams rosters will be handed over to district system analysts who will then place student athlete identifiers within the students' PowerSchool records. The Athlete Foundry program is a program, an education technology platform that removes obstacles that hinders the progress of parents and their student athletes. It provides a more meaningful path to college sports and also increases the odds of playing in college. Though Athlete Foundry Inc. is a for-profit organization. They have partnered with the Department of Education, and as a result, the student athletes of the Virgin Islands have access to this platform at no cost to them or their family. The DSA anticipates an increase in enrollment in this platform once students return and begin engaging in sports regularly. Outside of other communication mediums, the division will share with parents again, however, this time during parent meetings at the school level. These programs are all intended to enhance the student-athlete experience, decision-making processes, and assist them during their pursuit of becoming student-athletes on the collegiate level. It is a new day for education worldwide. The COVID-19 pandemic has altered the way we teach and execute student programs. However, the VIDE's Division of Sports and Athletics is up to the challenge and will continue to find innovative ways to provide opportunities for student athletes to improve their academic and athletic abilities, which in turn will translate to success in post-secondary education and in life. Thank you for the opportunity to share this information with you and the public, and we are prepared to answer any questions that you might have at this time. Thank you, Senator.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Encarnacion, Department of Health, you may proceed with your testimony.
Thank you, Senator, and good day, Honorable Senator Samuel Carrion, Chair of Committee on Youth Sports, Parks and Recreation, Honorable Senator Stephen D. Payne, Senior Vice Chair, committee members, and all other members of the 34th Legislature of the Virgin Islands of the United States, and the listening and viewing audience. I am Justa E. Encarnacion, Commissioner of the Virgin Islands Department of Health. I have here with me today Dr. Nicole Cragwell-Sims, Assistant Commissioner, Dr. Esther Ellis, Territorial Epidemiologist, and Wanson Harris, Director of Environmental Health and Chair of our Mitigation Committee. Thank you for the opportunity to testify in the Virgin Islands Department of Health's position regarding sports and athletics programs in schools and the status of school sports for 2021-22 school year from a regulatory perspective. From the inception of the pandemic, the Department of Health has worked to frame COVID-19 social isolation or social distancing mandates as opportunities for athletic directors, coaches, and sports practitioners alike to maintain mental health by revisiting their commitment to players, teams, and the industry of sport. We know that social isolation is a fundamental safety step that can limit the spread of COVID-19. However, from a psychological perspective, research has linked prolonged social isolation with adverse health consequences, including depression, poor sleep quality, impaired executive function, accelerated cognitive decline, and increased level of anxiety. Athletes are no different. The benefit, however, to athletes is that those variables are proven significantly lower in people involved in consistent athletic activities. The department recognizes the psychological implications of the pandemic for the general public is more likely to spread in indoor spaces with poor ventilation. Indoor sports and activities will present an increased risk of transmission, especially if this activity also involves close contact, shared equipment, and more exposure to other players, such as basketball. The education system, the students, and their parents have been severely challenged by this pandemic, as schools have had to turn to virtual learning, and many studies are demonstrating the adverse impact on student achievement. The Department of Health has worked closely with the Department of Education from the beginning of the pandemic with increased intensity from June 2020 to assist them in preparation for a time when in-person classes can begin. On Monday, January 24th, in-person learning began using a staggering approach, which will allow us to test a total of 10,000 students and 2,000 staff members. For this, I congratulate Raquel Barry Benjamin, Commissioner of Education, and her team. A bit of hard work for our EPI team and private partners, but a feeling of reward seeing pictures shared of the first day back to in-person school. Our children will be able to benefit not only once again from in-person classes, but from socialization that is also an important part of their education. As always, I would like to thank our Virginia Department of Health family for their strong support of Governor Bryan's State of the Territory address on Monday, our first responders, EMTs, Anne Marie Camacho and Luis Robles, and nurses Deborah Krauser Hodge and Evelise Santiago. The department and community alike are humbled by your invaluable commitment, dedication, and unwavering efforts in managing the pandemic, frequently risking your own lives for the benefit of the territory, and for that, we thank you. I would also like to recognize all nurses in the VI, and in particular the Virginia Department of Health and our EMTs. We appreciate the outstanding level of care and compassion displayed to our community. In conclusion, Senator Carrion, the Department of Health is committed to reducing health risk, increasing access to quality health care, and enforcing health standards. The department commits to continued collaborative efforts with the members of the 34th and continue to give in our efforts to improve healthcare in our community. I welcome the opportunity to respond to any questions you may have. My staff and I are here. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Commissioner Encarnacion. I also join you in thanking all those first responders and everyone in the Department of Health field and in the hospital who have been so brave. They are our unspoken heroes. So we thank each and every one of them. Ms. Hodge, you may proceed with your testimony.
Good morning, Honorable Senator Samuel Carrion, the Chairman of the Committee on Youth Sports, Parks and Recreation.
Good morning, Ms.
Members
Hodge.
of the committee, senators on the 34th
Excuse me, Ms.
legislature of
Hodge.
the Virgin Islands.
Can you hear me? Yeah, can you please
Yes,
turn
I
on?
can.
Can you please turn on your camera so we could see you?
You're breaking. All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we could hear you. We just can't see you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Here you go.
Good morning.
Thank you. You may proceed.
Okay. Good morning. I'm sorry. Morning, Honorable Senator Samuel Carrion, Chairman of the Committee on Youth, Sports, Parks, and Recreation, members of the committee, senators of the 34th Legislature of the Virgin Islands, also to the Honorable Raquel Berry Benjamin, and also the Honorable Justa Encarnacion, the listening and viewing audiences. I am Therese Hodge, President of the St. Thomas St. John Interscholastic Association, and I'm honored to present this testimony today. I'd like to update the committee on the progress that the St. Thomas St. John Interscholastic Association has made and the challenges we have faced during this season of COVID. Accompanying me is our Executive Secretary, Alicia Richmond, and our Treasurer, Rochelle Jackson Todman, regarding the St. Thomas St. John Interscholastic Athletic Association. In accordance with the guidelines set by the Center of Disease Control and the Virgin Islands Department of Health, St. Thomas St. John IAA worked collaboratively with the St. Croix IAA to identify protocols for the sports that were approved for interscholastic competition. These sports were cross country, golf, tennis, beach volleyball, baseball, and softball. Both interscholastic associations agreed that all individuals involved in events hosted by our association must be vaccinated. We were able to contest both islands. In the St. Thomas St. John district, 4 private and 1 public school participated in a 5-meet series that culminated with a 1-mile holiday jingle jog along the new waterfront apron. We had athletes representing Antilles School, the VI Montessori School, and Peter Gruber International Academy, All Saints Cathedral, Gift Hill over on St. John varsity levels. There were athletes worth noting: Maya Talu, VI Montessori Girls Varsity, Raheem George, Avani Ken High School Varsity Boys, and Andy Bourne. Moving forward, we are currently identifying locations to host beach volleyball and tennis. We hope to start these activities in February. We're awaiting guidance from the CDC and the VI Department of Health to host a contract with our school today to provide the following services to the U.S. Virgin Islands Interscholastic Athletic Association and a COVID tracer software for both St. Thomas St. John, and St. Croix districts. We expect the prototype to be delivered for our perusal on February 11th. That being said, we are part of the funding process, and the funding was identified in Bill number 34-0109 on page 7, letter R-7, in the amount of $100,000 that was to be equally distributed between the St. Thomas and the St. John. Athletics does not fall under the Department of Education. However, the Department of Education received $125,000, 109, also on page 7, R8, for interscholastic athletics operation, and it's funded solely by 2 annual events that we host.